Hello, guys, and welcome back to another interview. Now, you might not be able to see our special guest, but I'm sure I've put a wonderful picture of him on screen right now. I am, of course, joined by Xccurate, T1's new signing. Congratulations, first of all, for signing for such a huge org, and also, welcome to Valorant.
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
So, first question, I sort of asked you this beforehand, but I think it'd be interesting for everyone else. How did you come up with your name? Because Xccurate is something that I've got to see for many years while watching like Counter-Strike and seeing you play for teams like TyLoo, but I don't know if anyone ever asked you how you actually came up with it.
So actually, because before when I was kid, I like to play CS 1.6 a lot, and then especially I like the AWP. Then from there, I was thinking like, what name should I pick? Like that relates to AWP, right? So it's like Accurate. Oh yeah, Accurate. But I want to make it more cool at that time because I was still a kid, right? And then I just like, oh, maybe change with X, Xccurate. Oh yeah, it's cool. And then it's my name now.
Okay, sweet. So something else as well is obviously we know about your family, and I imagine you probably influenced them quite a bit in gaming, but I want to know what got you into gaming. Like, what was the thing where you went, okay, I'm going to try and go pro, or what was just the first game that you really loved and got you on that road?
Okay, so before actually, I want to become a professional football, but
Okay.
at that time, my father was opening an internet cafe. The reason he opened internet cafe so all of us can like not hanging out around too much, like outside of the house. So basically, he just opened internet cafe so we can just play there, and then they can monitor us. You know what I mean? Something like that. Then since there, I like playing computer games a lot.
Mm.
That's why I decided to play some FPS game, especially. The first game that I like to play before is of course 1.6 because they have a lot of games, like not only just like the shoot, have a zombie mode or anything.
Mm.
That's why.
So was your dad a gamer then? Because like to open an internet cafe for his kids to play video games, I'm gonna be honest, that's a 1 in a billion parent. Like my parents did not want me playing video games. So did he game as well?
Yeah, my dad also playing games, especially he play like Dota 2 now, I think.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Well, my dad literally would come in and go, nah, I don't like video games, don't want to play anything. So the fact that your dad was like, that makes a lot of sense now, because as mentioned, obviously everyone knows Forsaken, but I've also heard that JoJo's coming along and is probably going to be a crazy pro player in the next few years if he keeps up the way he's going.
Yeah, I think for my youngest brother, I'm not gonna lie. If he really focusing on Valorant right now, I think he can surpass me and Jason, of course, because
Oh, damn.
he's so much talented. And then he started very very young.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be insane if he really focus.
So the other question I've got is, do you want to adopt me so that I can be good at video games? Like, do you need a fourth brother?
No, I really don't understand also why like my family all like let's say like good in video games because okay, I just tell you a quick story because at the first time it's me that's starting to play video games and then all my younger brothers just follow me, and then basically I didn't teach them anything about video game. Basically, I just like, okay, come. If you want to play, you just need to watch me. Then you just try to learn by yourself sometimes. But if you have like any question, you can ask me something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe because we share same blood, so it's kind of like
Damn. Okay.
you know.
So I'm not gonna make the cut. Maybe I'll ask Scream, see if him and Navira will adopt me as a brother as well. I'd try and join their family. They seem to be doing quite well. So you did start your competitive career actually incredibly young as well, I believe. It looks like you joined your first team around the age of like 17 years of age. How did that come about? Because obviously you said you were playing 1.6, moving on into Go. Like, how did you get onto a team so young?
So firstly is because I like to play fun with my friends at the moment, and then I just create a mixed team, play in the tournament and stuff, And then have one team that contact me to play online when I was really in a senior high school, I think. And then the lineup is kind of like have a lot of like let's say like the legend 1.6 from Indonesia.
Okay.
So from there I started to play with them, and then I've officially joined the Indonesia team. At that time, the first Indonesia team that I play is NXL. If you know the NXL team before in CS:GO,
Okay.
like Bentet, Frostmisty, Roseau, and then SYS. This is my ultimate. And then after that, from there, I remember first it's Bentet joined TyLoo first. After that, after I joined TyLoo, then I'm still playing with Reka for 1 or 2 years because at that time was planning to go in university.
Mm.
And then while I was in the university until third semester, then suddenly TyLoo contact me, and then it's kind of like decision making in my life because I kind of like argue with my parents at that time because either I need to drop out my
Mm.
college, or I play. I focus on my career. So I just like ask my parents for giving me chance for 1 year to prove. Then everything going well until now.
Well, for those who don't know, like those who didn't follow CS:GO, TyLoo is basically the big boss of Asia. Like you were either on like an Australian team or you were on TyLoo. Those were the only teams who ever made it to like the majors, the qualifiers. So what was it like when that team came knocking? Because especially for a non-Chinese player to join one of those teams at that time, it was fairly rare. Like you were one in very, very few players to do so.
Yeah, I think it's really. I also cannot believe it at the moment because at that time I still remember when TyLoo contacted me for the trial. So basically, I'm not instantly join TyLoo when they contact me, but they asked me to trial for some of the tournament coming up. So I'm trial for 2 tournament if I'm not wrong. Then we qualify, and then TyLoo decided to sign me and everything.
Yeah.
Then after that, I remember I think the one of the memorable tournament for me at that time is basically my first LAN tournament is started at Chongqing, and then we just win direct straight away, and then it just feels like holy shit, it's so insane, you know what I mean? Like basically it's just a new team, new lineup, and then we can like beat a lot of good teams out there. So from there, I think we got the momentum after we winning that, and then we got a lot of confidence in Asia, especially. Then after that, we keep winning. Then I think because of that, we become number one in Asia.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. As I said, like with TyLoo, that they always went for the big boys. Now, again, like I want to. The question I want to have as well is this is something we saw with a few different players. I know Bondik from Ukraine went out there for a bit. Obviously, Buntet as well was there. What was it like for a non-Chinese player being within that roster? Because from my understanding, the communication situation was weird. That's the way I'm going to put it.
Yeah, actually, for the communication, it's kind of like hard because we need to really it's not about we communicate in English or Chinese. It's basically I can say it's the unique TyLoo language. That's all I can say. Only TyLoo can understand, you know. But at that time, honestly, for me, because I can understand a little bit Chinese and I can speak a bit Chinese, so I'm fine. But the most challenging part is because right, CS:GO is so complicated, and especially in the mid-round call situation. Sometimes we struggle in that.
Yeah.
In the language barrier.
Okay. So one of the things from there was I wanted to ask a little bit about the scene in general for like Indonesia in Counter-Strike, because something that was always difficult for any Asian team was to make it to big events. But as said, if you weren't on TyLoo or one of the Australian teams, you basically didn't go into international events. So looking back at the overall scene for your country there, and maybe even comparing it to now in Valorant, it seems like a completely different world in terms of opportunities.
Honestly, at that time, right? Oh, sorry. Okay, so honestly, at that time, it's so hard, especially Southeast Asia team, right? To qualify for the international tournament, because of the slot and everything is. I think at that time, how many slots we get? Yeah, I forgot. Maybe 1 slot or 2 slots, right?
One, yeah, it was always
one. I think 1, right? And then I think China won and Southeast Asia won, right? Is it right or not? I forgot.
I think it depended on the tournament. Like I think some tournaments, like maybe it was China won. Yeah, as you said, Southeast Asia, because I remember MVP went to 1 or 2 tournaments, and I don't think they beat you. So.
I think at that time I'm not gonna lie. At that time, CS:GO is, I can say it's so competitive. I'm not gonna lie. like every team is so good, especially like when I was before I joined the TyLoo also in Southeast Asia, right? Like you cannot expect anyone who can any team can win basically. Like Thailand can win, Singapore can win, Vietnam, every team can win so good, and then in Asia also like all the China teams all very good. So at that time it's so hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's so hard the competitive.
So after TyLoo, obviously you played a little bit with NKT for a while, and I'll be honest, like I look back at some of the players who are on that roster, and there are so many people that you play with that I love. Like I was a huge fan of Zine, probably my favorite Korean player in all of Counter-Strike. Buntet as well was unbelievable, like individually, and that team went through quite a lot of different players, but never really had the same success. Was that sort of the thing you're talking about? It's like even with all of these sort of world-class players, I think even Impression played for them for a bit, who's obviously doing quite well now in management, but like was it just impossible to really make a proper mark without being, well, basically being from the Asia scene at this point? Was it just impossible?
I think one thing that we like, okay, at that time, especially with my old team when I was in NKT with Sign, it's just about how we adapt for the play style. You know what I mean? Like for example, right, at that time, I think the one of the region that rise up is the Mongol region. All the Mongol team is so good at that time, right? It's improved a lot. So I think we kind of like cannot keep it up with the current meta at that time because we still stick to the old meta. That's one of the big problem. Even let's say like we have a lot of experienced player and everything. In my opinion, I think if we cannot keep up with the new meta, we don't know, like we cannot find the answer. We just keep doing the same thing. We just keep repeating the same old setup. I think it's so hard to improve at that time. That's why.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I always love with watching your gameplay, as you sort of mentioned, your name is basically about the AWP. Now, I feel like AWPing or operator play in Valorant is very different. And sort of my first Valorant question is, are you going to still be using the sniper? Because if you say no, I want you to know I'm going to be incredibly sad, but tell me the truth.
I think, okay, I mean, I cannot say specifically because I didn't debut yet. So you can everyone can wait for me to debut in Valorant. But one thing that I can say is like, I still gonna use the operator.
Nice.
So don't worry. Yeah, but maybe it's gonna be like more balanced because this game is not like CSGO, right? You know what I mean? Like a lot of utility, a lot of skill, and then the operator, like you move like 1 inch, you're gonna miss. You know what I mean? You really need to like stop and shoot. That's the difference again with Valorant and CSGO. Okay. So it's really a big challenge for me, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to debut soon.
Yeah, I have to say, anybody who isn't excited about seeing Xccurate play in Valorant, go back, watch some of his CSGO AWP montages. You'll be as excited as I am because the guy could flick like no one else. So I'm very excited. Now, as said, like this is your sort of big move to Valorant. I think you've played a bit on like some challenges and stuff like that, but it is obviously you kind of had like some time off. Were you playing a lot of Valorant in your downtime?
Yeah, because last time when you guys see my, let's say like in my stats, it's like the changer and everything, right? It's just like I'm helping my friends because I have a free time at that time. That's why. Yeah. So yeah, I think actually I also kind of like, how to say, it's kind of like cannot believe because T1 giving me some good opportunity to prove myself to become the best player again one more time. So yeah, in the current, I mean before I joined the T1, I really grinding a lot, especially every egg. I try to like grind in rank. I'd say like I can play almost 300 above rank games every egg to grinding to keep up with the others to find like the new meta, how to play, like the off angle position, everything, how to the utility. Basically I really learn everything from zero because it's so different like CS. Maybe the only thing that I can bring from CS maybe it's just about some of the mechanic, you know what I mean, and then maybe some of the foundation, basic understanding. But rest of them is like I need to learn from zero.
Okay. So other than playing Valorant, what were you doing in your downtime, like your break? Because there was like a year gap between your playing in CSGO. Okay, yeah, you played some challenges, but now you've gone straight into T1. So what was Kevin up to?
I think at the break time, because at that time I feel so I can say like I have no motivation at that time
Yeah.
to play anymore. So what I'm doing, I'm just like chilling, and then I enjoy my time, because when I was playing CS, I really don't have a free time. It's like the schedule is so packed, so I try
Yeah.
to like more like basically just like chill, enjoy myself, and then try to learn other business part. Like for example, I want basically do other thing that opposite esports, like family business or other business. I try to learn everything. Then after a year, after I learn everything, then I remember one time I go Japan with my family to watch my little brother playing, right, the Paper X
Yeah.
in Fujitsu Master Tokyo. Then I go to the arena. Now from there, from that point when I go there, I don't know, it just suddenly like all of the motivation, all the it's like there's some fire that lit me up. Oh shit, I want to go back. I want to go back and play again. Then from that I decided to like grinding a lot and then play again.
Well, it's funny you say that because last year, I think it was either Copenhagen or Turkey. I was sat with Jason and I was like, oh, I've got to ask. And I said, is Kevin going to come and play? Like, I was like, because it's not like you're too old to play. It's not like you don't have the skill. And he went, no, Kevin's a businessman now. He's a businessman. I don't think he's going to come back. And then I see the announcement. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, actually before before I retire, I have two options. So either I want to like basically just chill, maybe just like try to enjoy myself first,
Yeah.
or I have an opportunity to just like start a new career with Jason, especially before Paper X going big. I think at the beginning of Paper X, if I'm not wrong, even before Paper X started at that time. But because before I feel like, okay, I think it's enough for me. I need to chill first. Then I decided, okay, Jason, you go first. You go first. I will follow you. Till I said to him like that.
So, that sort of leads me on to another question because Paper X did recently. Well, I don't want to say remove a player. They lost a player. Jing obviously has to go for like national service and stuff. We know that they've signed Moniette. Was there a world of Xccurate on Paper X? Like, did you have any offer? Was there ever a chance that you could be playing with your brother?
At that time, actually, yes, but wait 1 second. Okay, at that time, actually, yes, but at that time, I'm the one that offer myself. For example, like when I want to go back, because right, I don't have any experience in Valorant, and then I don't have any like reputation, everything, all is in other game. So basically, if I want to join team, I need to trial. Of course, there's no way team gonna like just accept me there, right?
Yeah.
So at that time, I think I have some opportunity to trial for Paper X, but at the same time also, I can say is like the time is not good for me.
Okay.
That's all. Like basically, T1, basically between T1 and Paper X, it's just that the timing is not good. That's all I can say.
Okay.
But at the end, I was thinking like maybe I think T1 is a better option for me at the moment because I can get a lot of experience, and then playing with a lot of good players also in T1, right? And then from there I was thinking like, okay, I will decide to join T1, then get a lot of experience as much as I can, and then a lot of star player in T1 also, and then I see the lineup also promising. Then that's why.
Okay. So I don't remember where I read this. I think it was an article somewhere that said you played one trial, like one match, and that was it. Like that was enough for them to decide to sign you. Is that a myth, or was that actually? Is there some truth to that you were so good in the initial trials that they just went, okay, give him a contract?
Actually, it's not one match. Actually, it's just actually maybe 2 or 3 matches, I think.
Okay, only 2 or 3. That's still pretty damn good.
Yeah, but at that time, I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna lie. At that time, maybe I was really on form, at the moment.
Okay.
And then I also kind of like, how to say, shocked, like, holy shit, really? I mean, the rest of them decide in just like 3 games, and then when I asked them one more time, you guys sure? Then they're really sure. Then okay, then I'm so happy to hear that because like it's kind of like really golden opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically, you just move to Valorant, and then you don't have any reputation, you don't have any like status or experience. You join straight away to tier 1 team.
Yeah.
when you get this opportunity anymore. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's why.
especially because if you look at how T1 did last year, they did pretty well. Like, especially when you look at the other Pacific teams, obviously Paperx TRX kind of like outdid pretty much anyone's expectation. Well, more so Paperx. I think they outdid a lot of expectations last year. But like, what were you as surprised as maybe some others? The changes that T1 made have been quite drastic. Like, they've made a lot of roster moves. It seems like a team that really wants to win.
Yeah. Um. Also, first of all, when I'm not gonna lie. First of all, when T1 offered me,
Mm.
I only know a few players because I don't follow the Valorant scene a lot. Maybe I
Okay.
just know some of like Zeta and Hyung, and then Saya player,
Yeah.
and then I'm not gonna lie, at the moment I just only know these two guys. And honestly, one of the reason also I can join T1 is maybe I'm gonna give shout out to Seta because Seta is the one that asked me, do you want to
Okay.
trial for T1 and everything? Because I'm not gonna lie, Seta, I think Seta Yung this Seta told me before also one time, long time ago.
Mm.
But at the time I declined this offer because I'm not ready yet, and then I don't want to compete yet. Then finally, the second offer I decided to try, and then yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, looking at the actual team this year, as you said, there's quite a few like promising players. I think a lot of experienced players. Also, just kind of a lot of players. You guys have 7 players at the moment, Xccurate. I don't know if you noticed that. And a lot of people are very worried about the fact that maybe you're going to have a rotating roster. And we've been told that you're going to be on the starting roster going into the season. But how is this going to work? How is a 7-player roster going to work for a team? Because in Valorant so far, it's not gone well.
Uh, I, actually, honestly, okay. I what I can say is about only the starting roster. I will
Okay.
be the one in the I will be in the starting roster. But for the full lineup, I cannot tell the specific yet because I also
Okay.
don't know what is the plan from T1.
Oh
Actually, even I'm the
no,
player,
that's
I'm not
not.
gonna lie. So yeah, just wait for the on season and then see how it's going.
That's not the. I don't think every T1 fan at home has just had a panic attack. That's not the answer. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'll focus on you then. Can you give away the secret of what role you're going to be playing? Because a lot of people have been guessing. They've been talking about the likes of initiators. In my mind, I'm still sat there thinking like, hey, this guy was always he fits like a duelist in my head. But can you reveal any secrets about what you're going to be playing?
uh, for me, I think in T1, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna play flex role. I'm learning
Okay.
flex role now. Yeah, it's gonna be flex. It's gonna be like controllers, initiator, sentinel, or duelist. Basically, just flex.
So everything.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, and it's like Jason basically.
Okay.
Because one thing that I realized before when I start I'm not gonna when I start to play Valorant, I only like to play chamber
Mm.
at
I
that
think a
point.
lot of
And then I
people
was thinking,
did.
and then I was thinking like, oh, I think if I can play more agent is more good, and then
Yeah.
just like more useful for my future. Yeah, from that I'm decided to play a lot of agents. So that's why when I was trial to T1, I said like I can play flex basically.
Hmm. Okay. Now, another thing I just wanted to ask about is sort of like the culture in the team, because you've got a lot of people who played over in America. Obviously, the majority of the team are from Korea. You're now living in Korea. Has it been like a big sort of change for you joining this roster with all the different people from different places, or has it just been like sort of very easy moving over? And have you experienced anything new, I guess?
Um, I think it's for me it feels same like when I was playing CS because I play with a lot of people in the different region, right?
Yeah.
And then one thing that one thing that I feel about T1 Rooster right now is everyone is first in the same place, and then it's just like everyone is so positive, especially
Okay.
like for me because even I'm the new. like let's say like even I'm a rookie, you know what I mean, in this game, but they still willing to like help me, you know what I mean, so I can improve a lot, then respect my opinion and everything. So I really glad for that.
Okay. So obviously for T1 so far, they've played an off-season tournament that you weren't able to attend. I believe you've got another one, the Africa TV event. Are you going to be able to play at that event? Like, are you competing? Will that be the first time we get to see you on the stage?
Yeah, Africa TV is gonna be my debut stage, so I will play there
Awesome.
because I already in Korea.
Okay, perfect. Well, there you go. Anybody who was wondering what Team T1 is going to be fielding, you at least have one of them. So I now, to finish, I just have a couple more questions, more so about you as an individual. What is your personal goal in Valorant? Because obviously, it seems like in this game, Pacific has real chances to actually win big tournaments, compete with the very best. So what are you hoping, like, say in 5-10 years, you can look back and go, okay, that's what I did in Valorant?
My biggest goal right now is I want to have a title which is like, for example, VCT 2024 champion. You know what I mean? Like what EG
Okay.
did. That's my biggest goal right now. Basically, that goal is kind of like I have a sticker in CS. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So I really want that the title in my player card.
Okay, sweet. So that there you go. Small goals. He's going for champions win in the first season. T1 clearly expecting big things. And it's not quite my final question. It's a penultimate question. Obviously, you're going into a season where you are going to play against your little brother. He is someone that will be on what people expect to be the best team within the region. Is there a part of you that wants to beat him? Is it like comes into his game and shows him straight away that the big brother is boss?
I think for now, uh, of course that I really want to beat him. Of course, because like what I did in CS to him, you know, because I'm the big brother, you know, it's kind of like basically as a sibling, you kind of like have some of competitive, you know, like competitive.
Mm.
It's very competitive. It's like different against like other, but it's just like as a siblings, I feels like I'm gonna teach you a lesson, you know what I mean? But for now, because I can say he's above me right now in terms of experience, in terms of achievement and everything. So I'm gonna be humble first. I play with him to get basically in my mind, okay, it's a good experience to play against good team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take all that experience and then build my experience. Then I will beat them in the future.
Okay, I like the sound of it. You've definitely given me a title for the video. There's no doubt about that. Just to finish, to the T1 fans, for many of them, they won't know much about Xccurate if they didn't watch Counter-Strike. So I want you just to give them a message of what should they expect for you in the coming days, over the tournament, going into the next season. What is Xccurate bringing to the table for T1?
For all the T1 fans, yeah, I hope you can support us. Even we new team, everything, a lot of new team right now, a new member and everything. But we really practice very hard these days. Then I hope we can show you guys our improvement for this tournament, especially the off-season Africa tournament. And then I hope we can get a great result. And then yeah, just wait for my action in the launch stage soon.
Okay. It's been an absolute pleasure, honestly. I will say,
Yeah.
as someone who has been a fan of you since Counter-Strike for a long, long time, thank you very, very much for taking the time to come and chat with me today. And honestly, good luck in your first tournament. I will be at home watching.
Thank you. Actually, it's a bit nervous because it's been, I think, 1 year I didn't play competitive, you know, like
Yeah?
online tournament. Especially in LAN, it's going to be a different vibe, right? So
Yeah.
I was thinking like, oh shit, I'm not it's going to be nervous, but I try to not think about that, you know. But I know it's going to be nervous, you know. It's like I need to adjust it again. But I hope I can do well, yeah. Because
You've got this. I'm certain. I've got no worries. Either way, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm hoping to do plenty of interviews over this next month of December, and we've started with a bang. We've got Xccurate on from the very get-go. Xccurate, thank you for joining me, and of course, everybody, we'll see you next time. Bye.
thank you. Bye bye.